Welcome back to Fluent English Conversations podcast. You are sitting at a lovely local cafe with an old friend. The dark coffee is hot and the morning sun is shining brightly through the window. You are feeling relaxed and confident about your English. Then your friend looks at you, smiles, and asks a very simple question. What did you do yesterday? Suddenly, your brain stops working completely. It feels like a frozen computer screen with way too many open tabs. The mouse cursor is just spinning and spinning in your mind. You panic, and your throat feels dry. You just look down at your coffee and say, "Nothing. I did nothing." But that is not true at all. You did a lot of interesting things yesterday. You woke up, you lived your life, you experienced the world. You are just afraid of using the past tense in English. You are afraid of making a grammar mistake in front of your friend. We know this heavy feeling very well. It is uncomfortable and it makes you want to hide. But today we will remove that heavy feeling completely.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our podcast. I am Emily, and I am here with my wonderful co-host and friend, Felix. We are so incredibly happy you are listening to us today. Learning English should not feel like a difficult mountain to climb with a heavy backpack. It should feel like a gentle walk in a beautiful green park. Small steps are always the best steps. Today, we will take those tiny, quiet steps together. We are talking about yesterday. We will show you exactly how to tell your daily stories without any stress. You do not need to be a perfect speaker. Mistakes are completely normal, and we welcome them here with open arms. Every time you make a mistake, your brain builds a stronger connection.
That is exactly right, Emily. Hello, dear listeners from all around the world. It is completely okay if your memory is a little tired today. We all have lazy days when our brains feel slow. That is part of being a normal human being. Let us look at the first key phrase to start any good conversation. Every single day. This means all the days, with absolutely zero exceptions. It is like breathing fresh air or drinking cold water. You do not skip a day because it is part of your survival. For example, I practice my English pronunciation every single day.
Beautiful job. This brings us to the classic question we use every single day. What did you do yesterday? It is a wooden door that opens a natural, friendly conversation. But many talented students freeze right at this door. They start thinking about complicated grammar rules. They think about irregular verbs. Irregular verbs are verbs that change their form completely. This means the word transforms into a totally new shape in the past tense. It is like a green caterpillar turning into a blue butterfly. It looks completely different from its original form. For example, the verb catch changes its form completely to caught.
Excellent. Let me ask you, Emily, because I want to hear a story. What did you do yesterday morning? Did you have a busy, crazy morning or a quiet, peaceful morning? Please use as many past tense verbs as you can.
My yesterday morning was incredibly gentle and slow. I had a late start. Let us learn this lovely phrase right now, a late start. This means you begin your day's activities much later than usual. It is like a heavy train that waits at the station extra time before slowly leaving. You are not rushing. You are just taking your time. For example, on quiet, rainy Sundays, I always have a late start and wake up at 10. A late start. Your turn to speak. A late start.
I truly love a late start. It removes all the heavy morning pressure from your shoulders. But tell me more about your morning after you woke up. What happened next?
Well, after I finally woke up, I stretched my arms high above my head. I walked slowly into the kitchen. The floor felt cold under my feet. I opened the wooden cabinet and grabbed my favorite blue mug. I poured fresh water into the kettle and turned it on. I watched the water boil and listened to the bubbling sound. Then I made a strong cup of black coffee. I carried my coffee to the living room and sat by the large window. I watched the little birds in the garden for 20 minutes. I did not look at my phone at all.
Wow, that is a fantastic story, Emily. You used so many excellent past tense verbs there. You said woke, stretched, walked, felt, opened, grabbed, poured, turned, watched, listened, made, carried, and sat. It sounds like a poem about a morning routine. This is exactly how native speakers talk about their past. We just connect simple actions together. Some of your verbs were regular, ending in the sound ed, like walked, poured, and watched. You just add a small sound to the end of the action. It is like putting a small winter hat on the word before it goes out into the cold past. Walk becomes walked. Pour becomes poured.
Exactly, Felix. And some verbs were irregular, like woke, felt, made, and sat. You just have to remember them, like the unique faces of new friends. But I know many listeners struggle to remember these irregular forms. They try to memorize long, boring lists from old grammar books. Felix, I know you have a brilliant secret method for this. Can you share your special trick with our friends?
I would love to, Emily. I discovered a magical trick to practice these daily verbs without getting bored. It is a fun mental game you can play anywhere. I call it narrative role play. Sometimes talking about my own daily routine is very boring. I sit at a computer all day, I type emails, I drink coffee. The vocabulary is always the same. So I practice English by pretending I am someone else. I imagine someone with a very physical, active, and interesting day. My favorite character to imagine is a hard-working cleaning lady.
Oh, wow. I remember you mentioning this before. That is a brilliant and creative idea, Felix. But does pretending to be someone else really work for learning grammar?
It works perfectly because it completely removes your personal stress. You are not talking about your own life, so you do not feel shy. You are just acting in a movie in your mind. Let me describe the day of my imaginary cleaning lady. Listen carefully to the rich past tense verbs I use. Yesterday, she arrived at the big office building early in the dark morning. She unlocked the heavy glass doors with her silver keys. She put on her yellow gloves. She swept the dusty floors with a large wooden broom. She washed the dirty windows until they looked like clear ice. She scrubbed the kitchen sink and wiped the long tables. She collected the garbage and threw it in the large bin outside. Finally, she organized the messy desks quietly and carefully. It is a beautiful, satisfying story of creating order from absolute chaos.
That is such a vivid and clear picture. I can almost smell the fresh lemon soap in the air. and the past tense verbs flowed perfectly. Arrived, unlocked, put, swept, washed, scrubbed, wiped, collected, threw, and organized. By imagining this person, you practice 10 amazing verbs. I want to try this narrative role play too. Let me imagine I am a busy chef in a popular Italian restaurant. Yesterday afternoon, the chef tied his white apron around his waist. He sharpened his long silver knife. He chopped fresh red tomatoes and green onions very quickly. He boiled a huge pot of salty water. He threw the fresh pasta into the boiling water. He fried garlic and golden olive oil until it smelled incredible. He mixed the hot pasta with the rich tomato sauce. He tasted the food, smiled proudly, and served it to the hungry customers.
Emily, I am getting so hungry just listening to you. That was an incredible example. You used chopped, boiled, threw, fried, mixed, tasted, smiled, and served. Listeners, you can do this while you are driving or taking a shower. Just pick a profession and describe their yesterday. Now, Emily, we talked about morning and afternoon. What happened when you needed a rest? Did you read a book?
You asked a tricky question, Felix. Yes, I read a beautiful book. The verb read is a master of disguise in the English language. The spelling stays exactly the same in the past tense, R-E-A-D. But the pronunciation changes completely. Today, I read. Yesterday, I read. It sounds exactly like the color red. It is like a street traffic light changing from green to red, but the physical lamp looks exactly the same. So, yesterday afternoon, I read a long chapter of my new historical novel, and then my eyes felt tired, so I needed to take a break from reading. Here is a very useful chunk for you. Take a break from something. This means you temporarily stop a task to rest your tired mind or body. It is like pausing a loud movie to go get a glass of water. You will return to the movie later. For example, I had to take a break from studying because my head hurt.
Taking breaks is absolutely essential for your brain. We should normalize taking long, quiet breaks without feeling any guilt. We are humans, not industrial machines. If your brain is tired, take a break from studying English today. Just sit back and listen to our voices passively. Now, let us talk about a very important grammar rule. How do we talk about things we did not do? How do we make negative sentences in the past tense? This is where many smart people get confused and feel stuck. They try to put the past tense form twice in one sentence. They say, I didn't went, or I didn't washed, or I didn't ate. This is a very normal, completely natural mistake. Do not feel bad or stupid if you do this. Even native-speaking children make this exact mistake all the time. But let us fix it right now with a simple visual metaphor.
I love visual metaphors, Felix. Please tell me how to picture this grammar rule.
Imagine the word didn't is a powerful, noisy vacuum cleaner. A vacuum cleaner sucks up all the dirt from the carpet. In our grammar world, didn't sucks up all the past tense energy from the sentence. Once you turn on the didn't vacuum cleaner, the main verb has no past tense power left. All the past tense dirt is gone. The verb becomes completely clean, empty, and basic. It returns to its original present shape. So you say, I didn't wash the dishes. The word wash is like a clean, dry sponge. All the heavy ed ending was sucked up by the word didn't. You do not say, I didn't washed. You say, I didn't wash.
I absolutely love the vacuum cleaner metaphor, Felix. It makes the rule so physical and easy to remember. Let me try it with my evening story. Yesterday evening, I didn't watch television. The vacuum cleaner takes the ed away from the verb watch. I didn't watch. Let us try another common example. Yesterday, I was very tired, so I didn't cook dinner. The vacuum cleaner takes the past energy away from the verb cooked. It makes it cook again. I didn't cook. I didn't order pizza either. I just ate a cold apple.
That is a perfect application of the rule, Emily. And the same magical logic applies to asking questions in the past. When we ask a friend a question about yesterday, we start with the short word did. Imagine that the word did is a heavy metal shield that a brave knight carries in battle. Because the word did carries all the heavy weight of the past tense, the main verb is safe. The main verb can walk behind the shield lightly and easily. The main verb stays in its normal present form. Did you watch the new movie? Did you drink enough water? Did you call your friend on the phone? The heavy shield of the word did protects the main verb from changing its shape. You never say, did you watched? You say, did you watch?
That is a fantastic and heroic way to picture it. The brave shield protects the innocent verb. Felix, did you connect with family yesterday? Here is our next beautiful conversational chunk. Connect with family. This means to spend meaningful time talking, sharing stories, and expressing emotions with your relatives. It is like plugging your empty phone into a charger, but you are charging your soul. You give love and you get emotional energy back. For example, every Sunday evening, I call my parents to connect with family.
Yes, I actually did connect with family yesterday afternoon. I picked up my phone and I called my older brother. He lives in a different city, so I miss him a lot. We talked for a long time about our childhood memories. And please listen to how we can connect our verbs together to make a nice flowing story. Many beginners speak in short, robotic sentences. I called my brother. I talked to him. I laughed a lot. It sounds very blocky and unnatural. Instead, we can use commas to connect the actions smoothly. Yesterday, I called my brother, talked for an hour, and laughed a lot. It is like putting beautiful, shiny pearls on a thin string to make a gorgeous necklace. The commas are the string that holds the pearl verbs together.
That flows so beautifully and sounds completely natural. Before we continue with more stories about our evening routines, we have a small request. If this podcast is helping you feel more confident and relaxed about English, please subscribe to our channel. Hit the like button gently and write a short comment below telling us what you did yesterday. Just one simple sentence is enough. For example, you can write, "Yesterday I drank coffee and walked in the park." Your comments help our little channel grow so we can make more podcasts for you. Teamwork makes the dream work. This is a very famous, popular, and fun rhyming phrase. Teamwork makes the dream work. This means when people collaborate and help each other, they achieve their big goals much easier. It is like many tiny ants carrying a large, heavy green leaf together. One ant cannot lift it alone, but together it is incredibly easy. For example, We cleaned the whole messy house in one single hour because teamwork makes the dream work. Teamwork makes the dream work. Please shadow me right now. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Please do leave a comment below. We drink our coffee and read every single one of them with big smiles. Now, let us share one more powerful learning tip before we finish our day. Emily, you mentioned the word shadowing earlier. I want to explain this amazing technique to our listeners. Shadowing is a learning technique where you repeat exactly what we say immediately after we say it. You act like our physical shadow walking right behind us on the street. You do not just read the words, you mimic our emotional intonation. You copy the exact melody of our voices. When we ask a question like, "Did you watch the movie?" Listen carefully to how my voice goes up higher at the end of the sentence. "Did you watch the movie?" Try to copy that exact musical note with your mouth. It feels a little strange and funny at first. You might feel a bit silly sitting alone in your room talking to your phone. But it is the fastest, most effective way to make your mouth comfortable with English muscles.
Yes, please do not be afraid to sound a little silly. Learning a new language is an act of incredible bravery. Every single time you open your mouth to speak a foreign language, you are a brave person. We are so proud of you for trying.
So, Felix, tell me about your evening. After you talked to your brother, what did you do to wind down before sleep yesterday? Here is our final beautiful phrase for today's episode. Wind down before sleep. This means to gradually relax your body and calm your busy mind after a long day. It is like turning a bright, harsh lamp down slowly, step by step, until the room is pleasantly dark. You consciously prepare your nervous system for rest. For example, I like to read a quiet history book to wind down before sleep. Wind down before sleep. Your turn to speak. Wind down before sleep.
To wind down yesterday evening, I did something very simple and quiet. I completely ignored my computer. I did not look at my bright phone screen. The vacuum cleaner rule again. I didn't look. I went into the kitchen and heated some milk on the stove. I poured the warm milk into a heavy mug. I walked into the living room and sat in my soft armchair. I turned off the main lights and turned on a small yellow lamp. I just drank my warm milk and listened to the soft rain hitting the window glass. I closed my eyes and breathed deeply. It was a perfect, peaceful end to a long, busy day. I let all my small mistakes from the day wash away in the rain, because I know that tomorrow is always a brand new day, with brand new chances to try again.
That is such a beautiful, poetic thought to end our podcast on today. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time with us today. We hope you feel a little lighter after listening. We hope the English past tense feels a little friendlier and less scary now. Remember to always take small, gentle steps. Be kind and patient with yourself when you learn. Celebrate your little victories and keep practicing quietly with us every single day.
Thank you so much, dear friends. Keep your heads up and keep smiling. We will see you in the very next episode. Take care of yourselves, and goodbye for now.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a wonderful day.